we'll go through a little explanation today and where I'm at in life. But first, show you what we're going to be working on. We have an older Miller Trailblazer 250. Supposedly we got water in the engine and froze and busted the oil pan. I don't know. What we're going to do is we're pulling that motor off. This may turn into a repower. It may get a Predator engine from Harbor Freight. I can get that for a little bit more from Northern Tool. May end up having to get another one of those. But I have need of a welder. Circumstances have changed for the better. Went and picked this up yesterday evening. I'm gonna get these straps off, get this motor lift in place. I may have to take my tailgate off and get it lifted up and get my table cleaned off and set it over there. And I will explain the need for a welder. Let me shut y'all down for a second and get everything hooked up and get it out. Okay, I was right. Tailgate has to come off. Yeah, the bad thing is I picked it up wrong. Actually, I didn't have a choice. Let's see what we can do. If you're wondering, where do you get an engine lift built that heavy? You build it yourself. This engine was probably older than I am. I really want this turned that way. So, let's see if we come in with an angle. Let's see if y'all are still in here. Nope, we're not. We're not recording the good stuff. There we go. I want it. So, let's see if we can figure out how to do this. Yeah, let's work. A little more. Alright, let me put my tailgate back on and we'll get to this. Okay, from my understanding of watching some other YouTubers, there's, let's see, that'd be 12 bolts that hold this engine on. We have, too bright for the camera, one there, and there on the flywheel, right there. There's 4 of those that bolt this fan assembly to the motor. There's also the 4 mounting bolts down there. Beyond that, it's supposed to slide right off. So we're going to snatch this off. I'm going to take some bolts out. I'll see if I can get, I'll figure out how to do it and I'll show y'all. Yeah. Like I said, I had a need for a welder. I couldn't pass this one up for what it was given to me for. It's been dead a while. From what I understand, it was on the truck where a guy was doing tires and stuff, and he kept this on there in case he needed to weld something. The tire laid against this, broke it, and water got in the engine. Over winter, it froze and busted the oil pan. We're going to get it off and investigate, see what's actually under there. I don't know if this engine can be saved. I don't even know if it'll spin over. It was a good running welder from what I understand before this happened to it. So we're going to see. And we're going to see if we can salvage this engine and put it back to work, because I could really use this welder next week. And we'll go from there. My videos are going to get a little more interesting. I wonder if I can flip this. Nope. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna change the camera angle. All right, I was told that some of y'all need to get in front of the camera a little bit more. I don't like being in front of the camera. I prefer to show y'all what I'm doing. But, you know, if I'm gonna do a YouTube thing, I guess I gotta do it. So, why do I need that? I know some of y'all probably noticed the big red service truck that's been in my driveway when I was working on the 52 and other things. You won't see that truck there anymore. About 3.5 weeks ago, I had enough of that job and decided it was time to move on. When I left, I had a very loose plan. It was either take the white service truck that I've had sitting there that I hadn't been using for the last couple of years, just been keeping it, and this shop, and open my own business. That was a viable option. I had been weighing it for a while, buying some stuff. The truck had tools. I wasn't worried there. I bought that toolbox sitting right there. I got my screen dimmed to save battery, so it's kind of hard to see. Bought it, and I was starting to buy tools to go here. Of course, I've got Dad's old set over there, but I really don't want to use his stuff to do the type things that I will be doing. So, anyway, I left that job. The next week, I had another job. But the great thing about this one that I'm doing now, is I get off fairly early during the day, so I can do some stuff on the side, which means that service truck that I have is going to be outfitted to do some work. Hence, needing a welder. I'm gonna carry y'all along with me on this. When I do work on the side, I'm gonna video it. Y'all are gonna learn some stuff. I'm gonna learn some stuff because these are still new to me, doing videos. So give me your feedback. Tell me what I need to do to make it better. I'll listen. You know, y'all's feedback is what's gonna make this channel something. And that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a channel at some point. So, if you've stuck around listening to me talk, thank you. If you're one of the ones that skipped ahead, enjoy learning about removing the engine off of a Miller welder. But, yeah, things are going to get interesting. Business is going to take off slow. It always does. But over the last 7 years, I acquired some pretty interesting skills working at the job I was working. We were kind of a specialized thing, working a scrap yard, keeping their magnets and metal shears running. It's a specialty market, and I'm going to apply those skills, see if I can make something. And like I said, y'all are gonna get to go along with me on this journey. So maybe I won't bore you too much. We'll see. I guess I'll find out if more people subscribe and y'all actually start watching these videos all the way through instead of the first 10-15 seconds and go somewhere else. But like I said, feedback. Tell me what I need to change to make this more interesting. I'm happy to hear it. And we'll grow this together. Maybe I'll get some attention of some other YouTubers. Who knows? Anyway, I'm gonna get back to pulling this off and see if I can set this up where y'all can actually see it. And maybe changing from front to rear camera won't change the format real bad and make it look weird. I don't know. I've never done it. We'll try it. We'll see. So, back to it. Curiosity got the best of it. I want to see if this thing's locked up. I figured it'd be easier to do that with it still attached. So it's heavy. Instead of off. It's sitting on working. don't think the water got in the oil. Let me show you why. I'm going to say water got in this cylinder. That is not what you want to see. That's running out when I turn it over. So, that's interesting to find. That's a nasty mess. It's not locked up, however. So, I'm gonna do a little investigating here. We'll be back. Man, somehow I just missed a whole bunch of really good content. Look at that. All right, to recap, instead of y'all getting to see me pump that nasty mess out of the cylinders, this cylinder over here on the right side of the machine was completely full of water when I turned it over just to see if it had water running out of it. Pulled the spark plug and pumped all that out. But while I was standing on this side messing with it, I wasn't paying attention to the other side. Those two things are different. That's oil. That came out of this cylinder. We're going to tear this engine apart to see what kind of destruction there is inside of it. Yeah. You always hold hope that you can save something and maybe fix it on the cheap. I'm at this point pretty sure that I am not saving this engine. That maybe. That I don't think so. For a cylinder to be completely full of oil, that means it was pumping it there. So I'm gonna say she's toast. She's toast. We'll let's get it off of here and see what we've got. This is gonna be an interesting to tear down and just see what kind of destruction happened. Yeah. Let's I'm gonna take some stuff off. Get it off there. Get and sit over here so I can actually work on it. But let's see what we can come up with. What do y'all think the chances of the muffler coming off without the exhaust bolt breaking? Let me know. If they cover off, that gives me better access to these bolts here. Got the two on the bottom. I think I can go in through here and get the 4 bolts to the flywheel. Yep, I can. So I think at this point, I'm going to take it off. I'm going to tear this down for curiosity's sake. I like to see how things self-destruct. So we'll get to that. Right now I'm gonna take some bolts loose. It's kind of boring. There's 4 here. I'll let y'all see like the last ones so that I'm not wasting your time. And slide it off, get it over on the workbench, and those of you that just want to see how this comes off, uh, it'll end there. Not watch the rest of it if you want to, but I'm probably going to tear this down in the same video and let y'all see just how messed up this engine is. So we'll see. Okay, this fix you has come on to get this on bolt. Ta-da. Yeah, I've been taking these off with 1/4-inch ratchet, so they're not real tight. They're not easy to get to. I cheated a little bit. Yeah, that's my camera stand. The bolts in here were not easy to get to, so I kind of snipped that and got it out of the way. If this was somebody else's, I wouldn't have done that, but being that it's mine, I'm not sticking my finger in there. I got more sense than that. So I'm gonna go back. Ooh, Twizzler. And get the rest of the bolts loose, and then we'll slide it off. These works right up tight. So get this one out, and all you gotta do is get the battery wires loose for mounting bolt off of it. And it will right out. It's supposed to. How many of y'all are at the point in life where you should have reading glasses? I should have them. Probably bifocal. But I'm doing my best to not use them. Alright, I have 4 more bolts to take out, and we'll take us off. Alright, let's see what's going on. What y'all think this thing weighs? And this is how you hurt your back. Okay. Wasn't that heavy. Alright, that's it. Very simple. The motor mount bolts there, lock it together. Flywheel bolts there. Spin it around. There is the flywheel and the motor mount. One engine off of it. And for those of you that might have been watching this just for that, there it is off. I did have to take the choke cable loose from right there. It's probably hard to hear over that fan. I noticed it in the other video. So I'm gonna strip this now. Take all these panels off and just see what kind of destruction it is in this thing. I did notice, I'm gonna set y'all down, turn it. There's something I wanna show you. All right, here is what I noticed as I was taking this engine off. This is the foot where it mounts to the chassis. That's broke. So I'm wondering if that is what they were saying was broke. It let the oil run out of it. I'm gonna strip all this tin off of it and start taking things apart and just see. Curious. I'm not gonna take a lot of video. I'll take it as I take the bolts out and take the pieces off. I'll do that. All right, I got all the tin off of it, front piece, left and right, coil right there. Looks like the jugs, see it better on this side. The jugs are made into the engine block. This is supposed to have cast iron sleeves in it. This is the side that's got, as you can see, oil coming out of it. Piston's probably broke over here. Timing cover means there's a cam running right in there. I'm not going to pop this off. I'm going to spin it around and see if I can get the mounting plate and flywheel off the back of it. I'm not going to call that a flywheel. This is the flywheel. That back there is more akin to a pressure plate. So I'm going to spin it around, try to get that off, and take that head off, and let's see what's in that cylinder. All right, more to come. All right, got one head off. That's nice and nasty. Let me clean this up a little bit. And the two bolts here at the exhaust port are hard to get out. So I'll pull this side off same way. Let's see, you can't really see in there. Let me get a light. So, a little bit of gunk. Everything works. I don't know. This engine might surprisingly be savable. I'm kind of wondering if maybe it laid on its side and the oil ran past the rings and got into that cylinder, and that's why it doesn't actually have oil in it. I don't know. I'm gonna get the other head off of it and we'll flip it and take the oil pan off, see what's on there. All right, surprisingly, that's not pitting right there. That's just residue. That cylinder looks good. This one was completely full of water. I don't think it was full of water that long. I do think maybe the oil pan's busted. This is the oil pan right here. It comes off. But that, I want to take care of that. And the piston looks good. I don't have to work the valves, but they're not bad. I was surprised. I was expecting a lot worse in there. This is the wad of like mud that was in that cylinder. I'm wondering if it was tilted and water was just running in the exhaust. It's kind of what it looks like. You know, I think that's what it is, because this was definitely downhill. The exhaust pointed that way, so that would have put it... I may be able to build this. Let me pop that one off. I'll get it stood up and take the oil pan off. Let's see what's in there. Alright, I think I have figured out what happened to this engine. Flashlight. That cylinder is also perfectly fine. The oil, pretty sure came in by the intake valve there, which would make sense with it being flipped up on this side. Oil pan is busted right there. This right here is where the ear is missing. Nope, I'm wrong. Ear's missing right there. So, I don't think it's busted from water. Let's pop this off and see what we find. Alright. Here is, I'll put my flashlight up again. There's a little bit of rust on the bottom of the crank right there, but there's none anywhere I can see. I don't know if it's flexed. There's a crack, runs down all the way around to there, back to right there. And the way the tire would have hit it, would have hit right about here and rolled the motor that way. So that could have caused this, could have popped it. It broke this ear off right there. So if it lifted this hard enough, that could have been what broke it. I'm gonna try to find parts. This engine will run. Oh, I see no reason why it won't. It's not hurt. Set of rings, gaskets, oil pan, clean the carburetor. I do a different muffler, but there'll be a second part to this, putting this motor back together if I can get parts for it. That'd be a heck of a lot cheaper than buying a whole engine, I think. Let's see. I know what one of those costs from Northern Tool. I know what a Predator costs, but a Predator is going to have to be adapted. I don't have a puller to pull this. It's real simple. Get something that'll bolt and push and pull this at the same time. I can get this off, but I may not have to. I'm gonna go home and get on the Google, you know, the all-powerful thing, and do some searching. Amazon, eBay probably has the parts that I'll need to put this back together. It's a Odin What was it, Super 20 or something? Performer 20. Right there, owning Performer 20. So, I'm gonna go see what I can get. If I can get parts in for this, I bet this sucker will run. I think I'm gonna try. Like I said, I don't see anything in there moving that's got rust on it. The only thing, let's see, getting it to turn. Bear with me here. Only rust is that. So that was down. So that had this slightly out of the water and it's smooth. So I think she'll run. I think she'll be perfectly fine. The thing is, I'm gonna have this off to put rings in it. I really don't even think it probably needs rings, but just to be safe, because it was holding. I'm kind of wondering if that water that was in that cylinder was actually sitting in the exhaust. Maybe, maybe not. Hadn't been in there that long. Because it's not. There's no rust in that cylinder. So that means that the rings were holding water. They weren't letting it into the crankcase. This one was full of oil, so it was holding oil in that cylinder. Wasn't letting it in the crankcase, so the rings are good. I could probably put an oil pan on this, put it back together, and it would run. But I've got it tore down, 4 more bolts, and slap the pistons out, put rings in it, clean the valves. I think that's the path we're going. But for now, man, there's a light flare on my camera. For now, I'm going to I won't call it a day. It's the weekend, and camera tripod, and yep, I'm gonna call it a day. So go kick back, relax a little bit, enjoy some air conditioning. It's not bad today. The weather's finally cooling off. It's a pretty day outside. You can see. And the radio's playing. YouTube, please don't hit me for that crap. That's nothing. It's not a recording. It's the radio. See, Breezy 101. Free advertisement for you guys if you're in the area. So, y'all have a good day, good evening, good night, good morning, whatever it is where you're at, and we'll get back to this. There'll be a part 2 that's coming pretty soon.